Hello coders, I'm back again with another Python video, and in this video I'll be discussing on command line arguments in Python. So it's not that you will be prompted for some value, ask from some value from the user as an prompt, but you can pass it as a value from the command line. That is when you are executing the Python program, like Python, maybe the name of the program is main.py, and you can pass in some values and you can work on with that values. So that's basically command line arguments in Python, that is passing some values from command line argument. How can you do that in Python? That's the video, or that's the problem scenario we are going to work upon in this video. So for this, as usual, I'm going to make a new folder, Control Shift N to make a new folder, and I'm going to name the as command line, and let me open the folder and simply open this folder in our favorite ID, that is Visual Studio Code. So we'll be simply writing code dot to open this folder in our Visual Studio Code. So we'll be having two files. One file will be main.py, where the main program will be executed, but the logic behind that program will be in a separate file. So our logic will be simple. We'll be performing a sum operation, sum.py, and there will be a main file, main.py. So we all know that okay, fine. So in the main.py, if you want to use this sum.py file, that is in order to include the sum.py file with this main.file, what you need to do is that we need to write from sum import star. That is whatever functions or whatever thing is being present in the sum.py file, just import it. And in order to perform command line argument, to capture the value from the command line and perform some operations on it, we need to import another one, that is import sys. Now this sys has a, let me just type sys dot c, will be having a argv. Now this argv of 0, that is this 0, just let me print first of all argv of 0. Let's see what it prints. Let me save the file, Control S. So we know that let me go to view terminal. Let me run the file and let's see what argv of 0 prints. So to call the Python interpreter, we'll be writing Python. So Python, this is the interpreter and it will be calling main.py. So let me press enter. So okay, so this is system.argv of 0. So the value has been captured, but it has not been printed as of now. That's why nothing is being printed in the terminal. Let me close the braces, save the file, and run the file one more time. Let's see. So argv of 0, irrespective of whatever you are running the file, the first argument of this system.argv of 0 is the name of the file which you are executing. Now here we will be doing is that we will be doing here, as in the sum, a simple operation of date and then a sum, the name of the function, and it is expecting two parameters a and b, and what it will be doing is that it will be simply returning a and then b. Simple enough. So let me now save the file, Control S. So this sum will be imported in this main.py because I have written this particular line from sum import star. So let me try to make the screen a little bit bigger. Let me press Control plus. Yeah, that's quite big. I mean the viewable section. Okay, so as I was working, so now what we will be having is that we can, from with this line from main.py, that is Python main.py, we can pass in two argument. So what if the user doesn't pass two argument? Then we can throw a try and except block. So what we'll be doing is that Python will be trying. It will be trying to do something. So it will be, first of all, it will be trying to do. It will try to call the sum function. Since we have written from sum import star, this sum function is present within sum.py, so we can use this function within this try block since it has been imported. So it is expecting sys.argv, argv. Okay, so it is expecting first parameter and also it is expecting not plus, because within the sum function we have passed in two parameter. So this is the first parameter and the second parameter would be, the second argument would be argv of 2. This is what Python interpreter is expecting from the user from the command line input. But what if it doesn't find this particular, what if it doesn't find so? Then we will be throwing a error except, and we will be using the exception class, exception e, and we will be printing two exception, sorry, this will be exception as e, and it will be printing two line. One is the custom message, one is the, sorry, the first one will be the message which I want to show to the user. That message will be, please enter two values in the command line. That is the value, that is, sorry, that is the error message which I want the Python to show to the user. Apart from that, I want to also print the system message, that is the system error message. So print exception as e. What is the exception? So I'll be printing that exception e. Now let me save the file and simply we'll be running the file. So this is python main.py. In the first scenario, we won't be passing any exception, we won't be passing any values. So what it will be happen is that it will move into this try block, and within this try block, since it is not finding any argument from the command line, it will show some error. Let us see what is the error Python is throwing. What is the error that Python is showing to us? See, it is showing please enter two values in the command line, and the system error message is list index out of range. That is the, so whenever we are passing, so the error which the command line throws when it doesn't find a value, this is a system error message, list index out of range. So now what we will be doing is that we will be simply passing python main.py and we will be passing any two values, so 94 and maybe 25. Now the problem is that, okay, so we didn't print, so sum, here within this sum it is returning this value. So here we can simply say that we can use c equal to sum and simply say that print c. We can do something like this, save the file and first, and let's see what the error is, then we will be solving it. So here it is showing 2425. So what it is doing is that it is taking the argument from the command line and it is treating it as a string and concatenating it. So 24 is a string concatenated with another string 25. So 2425 is the answer. So we need to cast the value from string to integer. So simply we can do that. Here is that we will be writing int and we will be converting this a value and we will be casting it to an integer value. In a similar fashion, we will be also doing this as an int and converting to this to a integer value. Control S. Now whenever we are running this main.py, so here the answer 5 plus 4 9 2 2 4 49. Answer is working perfectly. So here also, instead of writing these two lines, we can simply say that since this is a return function, we can simply say here that print, and we can pass in this particular, we can use this function sum, and we don't need this line anymore. So that's a more clear and concise. Let me save the file, Control S. Let me run the file main.py. So here is the line 49. Now if you want to modify this code and run it as a traditional Python program, so what you can do is that we can simply say that if, as I have already discussed in my earlier video, that what is name underscore name equal to underscore main. So in that similar fashion, we can say if underscore name underscore is equal to, so single equal to means we are assigning the value, but here we are comparing whether main.py, this is the name of the module main, and if it is equal to the main file, so again underscore main. So if it is that is the scenario, then all these operations will be performed. So we'll be pressing tab from our keyboard and again a tab. Okay, so this is not working. Okay, let me press backspace and press enter. So what we'll be doing is that, okay, so let's see whether Python, I mean whether Pepit able gets, I mean it's okay. Yeah, this is totally, I mean this is formatted properly. So I press tab from my keyboard to make the indentation. So within this name there is the try block and this is the indentation. That's how Python works. It doesn't work with braces, curly braces. It works with indentation. So now since the proper indentation has been completed, we'll be saving the file and we can do the same operation with 24 and 25 and we'll be having 49. Also we can pass in some other value, maybe some simpler value. 5 and 6 yields 5 plus 6 yields 11. Let's see what is the value. 11, 5. So let me also throw the error. We'll be passing in only one value 5 and not the second value. Let's see what's the error message that Python interpreter is throwing up. Let's press enter. See, it is showing least index out of range. So in this video, as a summarization, we can say that whenever in the command line argument, if the parameter which Python is expecting, if it doesn't get all those parameter, the exception which Python interpreter will be showing that their own message, it would be least index out of range. That is the error message Python would be showing. And this first line, please enter two values in the command line. This error message is the error message which I am asking Python to show to the user. So that's all for this short video tutorial. If you like this one, do comment, and I am planning on to make some videos on Django as well. I'm having some issues with my laptop, with my RAM and something like that, and it will be soon be launched. So without talking any more gibberish, that's my issue, that my laptop is not running properly. There will be soon some videos on Django and other videos and other coding tutorials. Thank you all guys and happy coding.